Well,
Hey everybody, welcome to That's Good Stuff, the show where we review pop culture's newest releases. And this week, the newest release was Backrooms. But we also have a bonus review because
bonus.
we also saw Obsession last week. So we're gonna throw that in there because they kind of fit together because they're having this moment at the theater. So we
YouTubers
thought,
making horror.
we thought we would review both of them. So
Well, is Obsession guy a YouTuber or TikToker?
Instagram kind
Hmm.
he's a
One of
social
those.
of
media
somewhere
guy.
on social media.
He's on social media somewhere. All right, Backrooms. Let's start with. Should we start with Backrooms or Obsession? What do you guys think? Let's start with Backrooms. So Backrooms is a psychological horror film from Kane Parsons, like we said. He's a YouTuber. What did he? He just did backroom stuff on YouTube, I
That's
guess.
what he
Mhm.
started with.
Yeah, and it's based on the Backrooms creepypasta, which I don't think he invented that, did he?
He didn't invent the Backrooms. He
No.
just made it popular.
He just made it popular.
His video is so good that people were like, dude.
He was the number one Backrooms video guy. So he's like Matt Pack if Matt Pack would have made a movie theory movie. Um, but he didn't. It's not based on the video game. I didn't even know there
No,
was a video game.
I
the video
know.
game was after all this, or
Yeah,
after his, and I didn't know people knew the video game more than his video. I was like,
I didn't
that's
even know
weird.
there was a video game.
I know.
um, so it stars. I'm not gonna get this guy's name right. Chitwell
Cheeto well Ejiofor.
Jennifer and Renette.
Renata Reinsva.
So
I looked
I
up the
Those
can't
people.
pronunciations before.
I can't get any of these names. And of course, it's the Mark Duplass. I know I've seen a movie with him in it. So I mean, I don't really need to describe the plot because I think everyone knows the back room. It's a liminal space. A guy accidentally clips they don't out of our dimension and heads to the back rooms. I don't know. I'm not very familiar with Backrooms lore. Does this
I
follow
didn't
it?
know hit. Yeah, I've kind of brushed up. So Kansas is a lot different from where it went ended up, because it ended up like SCP stuff where there's like multiple levels, and the further you go are different entities and stuff like that. But Kane's is pretty much this company discovered like no clipping into this other dimension where it's just like this liminal space. And there's this one entity called the bacteria entity or something like
Man,
that. Man or entity, I don't remember.
yeah, I think it's
And it's slowly like kind of corrupting the back rooms. But basically it's just kind of copying our world. It just copies stuff from our world and kind of brings it into the back rooms and but not perfectly. It kind of like it knows what it is, but like not perfectly.
yeah. I
So
really
it's
like
kind
how
of
they describe it in the movie, where they say it's like trying to describe a dog to someone who's never seen a dog.
yeah.
So trying to, it's kind of like what is that? That is it Plato who did the thing where you try to describe color to someone and how would they
Oh
know
yeah.
Hmm.
colored? It's kind of like that. So I really like that part of it. Um, James Wan actually produced this.
Everyone
Makes sense.
produces.
Really, A24. Osgood Perkins was in it. Sean Levy. Yeah, they had a lot of backing. So,
Sean Levy
uh,
will help with anything, that
I
guy.
know.
so that's gonna help with Star Wars. So going in, so I know mostly know the back rooms from. I mean, I heard it like a long time ago, but then I mostly know it from the lost media kind of side of it, where they kind of found the actual back rooms
Hmm.
where the picture was taken, and um, I don't remember where it was. Somewhere in New York or something.
Wisconsin, I think.
Yeah,
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. And now it's like a racetrack.
Hmm.
um, so yeah, so how do we even approach this? This is gonna be spoiler heavy because I don't think you can actually
Yeah.
discuss this movie
It's
without
not
getting
like you're
into
gonna go scene by
spoilers.
scene and be like,
It's very similar. This is hard. It's very similar to Exit 8, which I know you guys haven't seen yet, and I'm really excited for you guys to see it because one of my favorite movies of the year so far. Um, but it's kind of like that. I we're
walk
gonna
me
talk
first
about.
between those two, Backrooms and Exit 8, because I remember seeing Exit 8 later.
I think it's after. Um, so it's hard to this. It's gonna because we're gonna talk about Obsession a lot too in this, and I have to like compare these two because we saw them like right back to back. And I like a lot
Well,
of people
you're the least knowledgeable about Backrooms. What did you think about it going in kind of
like
fresh?
going in.
Hmm.
Like I said, it reminded me a lot of XA. That's kind of what I expected to be. I kind of, I know the basics about liminal space and clipping and stuff like that. So when I went into it, I was like, I it's hard it's hard not to compare it to Obsession. So Obsession is like a straight horror movie, which I'm not a big fan of horror movies. So I know a lot of people are going nuts about Obsession and think it's like one of the best movies of the year. And I actually enjoyed Backrooms. I don't know if Obsession's a better movie, but I enjoyed Backrooms more just because it's kind of like my style of horror, where it's about weirdness and like
Hmm.
the fear of the unknown, and it's more like sci-fi horror, which I like more on the horror spectrum. So it was like right up my alley, and I've seen like movies like this. There's a movie I think it was with Ewan McGregor, and it's about him and his mom won't leave this furniture store. She just like keeps sitting in the chair, and it gets really weird. So it kind of reminded me of that too. Um, it's I love weird like stuff, weird movies. So this is like right up to it. I enjoyed the movie a lot, like pretty much 90%. I do have problems with the end, like a lot of people will do, and we'll get into that. But I
I
want
actually
you
like the
go
end more than the beginning
the
half
rest
of
of
it.
it.
I liked it more
A
as
lot of
it
people
went
are
on.
saying it's slow. The criticisms I've heard, I actually don't mind the slowness in it. I think it builds up.
It's
Hmm.
not slow, especially compared to Skidmarink. If you've ever
Yeah.
seen that movie, good lord.
um, so we'll talk about the ending after you guys give your thoughts. So go ahead, Jared.
I was excited to see Kane get a movie, especially after these videos like this the Backrooms. He has another series called I should have looked this up. There's another one where it's kind of liminal, but like in a mall type setting. And there's like another giant creature that's like stalking the main character. And I thought that one was pretty creepy too. Um, it'd be cool if he had like a little universe where he could. The next one's that one, but anyway, I like his way of storytelling. It's not very handholdy like a lot of modern media is. It's very much kind of like it happens and then you get to like decide what you think of it, which I really appreciate. And after watching some videos, it was cool seeing because he kind of grew up. He was like a teenager during the whole COVID era, and that's when he decided to do this, where he learned Blender, and he came up with the idea of this. So I thought that was kind of cool, and it's kind of cool seeing how young he is.
Is he like
In like
25 or something like that?
Like
he's like
20.
20.
Oh,
He's
20.
20.
Wow. Even younger.
The Obsession guy is 26. But it's cool seeing like this younger generation and what they've had to go through to come up with this stuff. But I thought he did a really good job for his first outing. I mean, he did good like with Blender and stuff like that. He was great with shots and like staging and like stuff like that. But I think the transition was almost seamless. Um,
Like the Shelby Oaks guy.
I think, yeah.
I
The only thing think he struggles with, not struggles with, but he could do a little with is a little levity or like humor. His is very serious. I was surprised how little like humor there
There's
was in
some.
it. There is some, but it wasn't like ha ha. It was like
Yeah, true.
um. So I wonder if that's gonna be something he remains with, or
He's
like
like a Chris Nolan
yeah.
type of director.
Which I'm not. I like the differences between this guy and the guy that did Obsession because his was. We'll get to that,
Very,
but
yeah, it's very comedic.
um,
And they're different. Like this is A24, and I think you can see kind of A24 in it,
yeah.
with the style and like the camera work and stuff like that. And then
But
Obsession's focus feature, and I think you can definitely
mm,
tell it's more
yeah,
horror, like Bloomhouse kind of stuff.
Hmm.
but I thought his work with like the actors was really good too. Um,
And he got
I
good actors though. He
yeah.
like Obsession's like unknown people.
Yeah.
Mm.
Because we're like, oh, that guy or that girl was a streamer apparently. And then like one of the guys like did videos with him.
Yeah, it was like his right hand guy.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I thought it was a fantastic first outing for him and it being so young. Uh, I love the scene like when towards the end where it's just like going down and like the house gets a little more distorted or
Oh
like
yeah, I did like that.
liminal, more
Hmm.
liminal. Just a lot of visuals in there were really cool.
I
Like
did like the last shot.
Yeah.
yeah, the that freaking Christmas room was horrific.
Oh
I was like,
yeah.
geez. And I wasn't expecting like I was telling Jonah in the car ride home, I wasn't expecting like these like copies because that wasn't in the original.
Hmm.
I had only seen the original video of his. I didn't continue, and so I wasn't expecting that. I was like, oh, that's that's kind of terrifying. And then like the whole dinner scene where he's like,
Hmm.
"You can just eat them too," and I was like, "What?" And they just
That
start
was,
eating poor Kevin or whatever his name, or
Why did he
I call
find
him
that out?
Kevin. I
I know.
know. How long
No,
have you
that's
been in
cool.
here,
You can
dude?
eat them. Got hungry,
Um,
man.
the only thing I was like a little sad about was the bacteria entity wasn't in it. It was the
Yeah,
whole giant pirate.
I think you kind of can see it every once in a while.
There is
Yeah, there's
if you wait for after the credits, there's like the roar it kind of makes like at the very end of the credits. So I guess they're hinting at something else.
yeah, and I feel like Joseph's right. You could see a little bit because there's like some
Hmm.
corners where there's just like this black arm or something like that. And I was like,
And I
oh
think
shoot.
like when the video shakes a little too, you can kind of see it. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, that's one of my main problems with the movie, but we'll get to that. Let's get to Jonah first or next.
Yeah, go ahead, Jonah.
Yeah, it would have been like very hard for me not to like this movie because like Joseph said, it just is like exactly like that style of horror that I like, kind of like mixed with science fiction and I love liminal space like kind of stuff. I thought this did a really good job at like kind of lengthening like kind of the feel of the video that he did. Um, and I've talked about like on here like A24 or 4 is kind of like hurt the genre, I think, because like they always need to be about like something
Yeah,
like
they
they
are
always feel
getting
like they
kind
need
of
to be
tired.
about something serious.
Yeah.
Like they can't just be fun anymore. And I think this one has like a good balance. Like there's
Well, they go
like
too
stuff.
fun. Like, what was that Robert Pattinson one where he like clones himself? Number
Oh, Mickey
Mick,
34,
17.
Mickey 17. Like they go
That
too
was
brave.
like comedy though.
That kind of bothers me though about
But
A24 is they can't get like. Go ahead.
yeah, but there always needs to be like just some like grading points behind it, and they can't just be like horror again. But this one, I think there's like substance there if you look for it, but you can just look at this as just a little kind of like other dimension that these people stumble upon. So I think it works for everyone. Um, I liked just all the acting was great. A lot of people had kind of an issue with like how fast the main guy like kind of goes crazy and everything, but I thought
Yeah.
it made sense because it did. like established early on that he was kind of already losing it, and this just like pushed him over the edge. Um, and then the only things I really have a problem with is it didn't feel like the back rooms are as expansive like as the short because that one it's just this one guy like just keeps going through it, but this one you kind of get the same rooms every time, like when she enters into the back rooms.
That's
So
like
I think,
exit eight's pretty much a loop, and you're
yeah,
trying to break the loop, and that's what it feels like Backrooms is.
because what I liked about the original was just he kept going just like in a straight line and it just kept going and going. So I think we could have
Yeah,
had more of that,
I
but
I think they kind of hinted at that towards the end where there's that like big drop and there was like a bunch of like
yeah.
different air like levels.
Hmm.
But like in the original video, there was like it was like that, but like huge, and it's
Hmm.
like
Um, and I think it played it like a little safe maybe because the only like new kind of thing you learn about it is the creatures like inside of it. I think you
yeah,
could have
I think
like
I heard like people were saying that this is kind of like a prequel,
yeah, it
and
takes
so
place
like
it's a
before it, like
theory.
the
When
that
does
series.
it? Does it take place in the 80s? They feel
It's like
because it
1990
it
something.
feels like more 90s to me than 80s.
Yeah.
But they are watching like 80s stuff. But that makes
Yeah.
sense if it's 1990.
Um, I think like you could have revealed like a little bit more at the ending, but I think like if we're gonna get a sequel, definitely, then I think that was like the right choice to hold back a little bit, so just to save for the sequel.
Yeah.
yeah, because I was
Um,
hoping to learn more about async because I know the
yeah,
later videos touch on that more.
they revealed
Um,
like they were an MRI machine like company
yeah,
because apparently like in the shorts like they said like they discovered the back rooms because of like a magnet accident. So
yeah.
and then they just switched over just to the researching it. Um, I think uh like the whole I just love like the kind of like liminal feel it gives, and I think it's like you can kind of see this as like an allegory to like AI kind of because it feels like it's like something inhuman trying to like mirror humanity, but like
The
something's always wrong. But
uncanny valley
yeah,
type of
because like with
stuff.
those that I liked like the addition of those creatures because like it can't create like a soul or anything. It just creates like these empty like kind of shells, but they can move and everything.
Mm.
Um,
Dude, in the scene where what's his name? Jimmy? Billy?
Billy.
oh yeah.
Billy first goes down that little uh incline
Hmm.
and there's a bunch of clothing. Did you see a face in the
I
clothing?
Yeah, there was
did.
a head or
I
I
something.
was
think
like, what?
I think
But
it's
they
one of
didn't like
those.
focus on it. So I was
No.
like,
Yeah, it was one of the. I thought it was like one of those cutout guys
hmm.
that they kept
Yeah, there's a lot
seeing.
of those. Yeah.
Him and
Um,
Cat did not last long in the
no,
background.
I expected them to be in it way longer. They
Yeah.
got like taken out immediately.
Yeah.
Um, I think you can definitely see like kind of like outside like influences on this because this definitely has like kind of a Kubrick kind of feel to like the slowness and everything.
Mm,
That scene with like the creatures definitely felt like kind of David Lynchy kind of.
mm.
And
Yeah, definitely that dude with the in the wheelchair
yeah, the guy in the
with his little
chair like
light.
going.
Hmm.
Ding.
Thank you, little guy.
Uh-huh.
Um, but yeah, I really love this one. I think it is like one of my favorite like recent horror movies. Um, I might be a little biased because this is just like that kind of style that I love, but so I like it a lot more than other ones. Um, but yeah, I thought this was like extremely well done.
I'd like to own it one day.
Yeah, me too.
So I really like the music too in it. Um,
I have stuff to say about the music.
okay.
Real fast, there was a part where it was kind of like old-timey sounding, and for a second I thought he
Hmm.
got the caretaker.
It was the
Was it?
caretaker.
Was it?
Yeah, it was one of his songs.
Oh, I was like, oh my God, did he get him to do that? That'd be
Yeah.
cool.
Um, so a lot of people have been like talking about that because like that's not like a normal song like someone would just put in the movie. Like you have to have like a reason for that. So I think
Mm.
that does like play into the themes of the movie. It's kind of like some people said like it's kind of like a fear of like memory loss, like
That's an
because of her back.
awesome pull.
Yeah.
Do you know what that is, Joseph?
Yeah, I've heard of
Oh,
that.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So like that kind of plays into like her background because um like they show a little bit of like her and her mom who like kind of had problems mentally, and they said it's kind of like a lot of people like see liminal spaces as kind of like this like weird like area between like trauma and nostalgia. So that's kind of like what this whole thing like goes off of because there is like a nostalgic feel like the wallpaper and like just all the stuff that ends up in the back rooms, but
And
like again it just feels off.
there's a lot of classic liminal scenes or like
Hmm.
there's a lot of liminal pictures, but like he put like the classic like it's like a living room with like a staircase and like
Hmm.
the
Yeah.
higher area and then like the waterways were classic like liminal.
Hmm. I think he did like sneak in one of the rooms, like the original Backrooms picture, like it
Mm.
recreates that.
Oh yeah, it looks like
Um,
it.
Also during the credits, there's a song by that band Jared was talking about, Boards of Canada. Um,
Really?
yeah,
Dang it,
there's
my bladder.
I know. Um, it
You have to
like
run out.
this and like their new album came out the same day, and it's like from that. And I thought I was like sitting there, and I thought that like sounded really cool, and then I saw that it was that band. Um, did you also recognize the most mysterious song was in this?
Was it
Oh, really?
Not the like most mysterious, but that one that had the pink radio on it
radio? Yeah.
that
Hmm.
was playing in the background at like her party.
Really? I didn't know
Mhm.
that.
So he kind of included lost media in there.
That's cool.
I like
Hmm.
how
Um,
YouTube and
you
like
know what else is
I
cool
kind
know.
of
is
pulls.
what else was cool was that cutout thing that's talking
Hmm.
um at one of the rooms where it's like talking in a different language. That's actually from the gold disc, um, the gold vinyl disc that they sent
Hmm.
into space
Oh yeah,
on
Mm.
Voyager. That they sent in case like someone picked up that
that's cool.
satellite. Yeah, that's cool. So it's kind of like maybe aliens did pick that up and they brought it to the
Hmm.
back rooms. Um, and then I hear my theory is kind of like that big pirate thing at the end is the bacteria thing just like pretending to be human.
Yeah,
That's kind of my theory about where the
Yeah, I've seen
bacteria
that
thing went.
theory going around where it's like she she knocked it like in the head and now it's gonna like the
but
pirate
now
stuff's
they
gonna
have the
crumble away.
pirate, so
Yeah, they do have the
Mm.
pirate.
maybe like they experiment with him or something.
Mm.
What did that remind you of? That company? It reminds me like kind of Severance, the company they work
Yeah.
for. And isn't there like a company in Lost?
Yeah, that's what it reminded me of, like the
Dharma?
Dharma Company.
Yeah, it kind of reminds you of that.
What is a
Um,
severance company?
forget what it's called. So yeah, we talked about the music, so that's good. What? Okay, let's go to the end and kind of because, like I said, the end wasn't my favorite because I thought the pirate thing. I understood why they did it. It makes sense. It just looks really goofy. Um, chasing her around and stuff like that. What do you guys think of the pirate thing?
It makes sense, I guess, thematically, because that's like the worst of him. Just it like copied that of him. Um, it makes sense, but I like I was saying, I was wanting the entity just because I was a huge fan of the original video, so I was just like, it's gonna show up any second. It's gonna scare the crap out of me, but it makes sense thematically.
Yeah, I didn't mind it. I like when kind of like these weirder horror movies can have just like a classic kind of like climax with like just someone being chased, kind of like that. And I thought it made the short kind of creepier because like if that was it, like trying to copy a human, then like what was that trying to copy? Like the one from the short.
Mhm.
So just the mystery there was kind of creepy. Also, apparently it was played by the same guy that played the human alien in Alien
And I
Romulus.
hated that too. I hated that.
I like
That was
that.
the best part of that
I
movie.
know.
I hated that.
Um, I was looking at the cast because I didn't know how to say their names
Hmm.
before we did this, and I saw that it was that guy. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, no wonder I liked
All right. So let's go to Obsession real fast. So Obsession from Curry Barker.
Barker.
So he did like comedy skits. So these comedians are turning into horror actors. We see that a
That's been
lot.
going on a long time.
Yeah.
I had been watching his before this. I had been watching his stuff with his friend, and someone was like, "Oh, it's directed by that guy," and so I looked up the name, and I was like, "That guy made this movie."
So it stars Michael Johnston and Indy Navarrete. And Andy Richter is in it, which was really weird.
Yeah. He's the guy at the music store.
Yeah. And he's
Hmm.
someone's dad, isn't he?
The friend,
Friend.
Yeah. Like Willow or something like that.
Sarah,
Uh
I think.
Sam.
Sarah Harper.
Oh,
Carter's daughter. So this one is much more supernatural horror. Uh,
also, Curry is the voice that he calls into for
Hmm.
the Willow.
The customer service.
Mm.
Remind me of that because I got something. It's so funny. Um, so this one, I'm sure everyone knows the plot by now, but you get this guy who really wants to date this girl, but is too chicken to ask her out. Uh,
Classic.
Classy. He goes to this kind of new age shop and finds this novelty toy, the wishing one wish willow, and the box looks like gum or something.
Yeah.
It looks like gum. Um, but he makes the wish. He's like, I wish that she would love me more than anyone else or anything else. So it's kind of a monkey paw because you get what you wish for, and she does fall in love with him, and at times it's kind of great. It's kind of all he wanted because they hang out and they date, but every once in a while she starts freaking out, and then she starts just getting unhinged. She doesn't want like him to leave ever. She gets super clingy, um, and that goes on. And his friends start to worry about him. They all work at this music shop, Andy Richter's music shop, and they all work there. But the two friends, they kind of get very suspicious. At first they kind of thinking like he's taking advantage of her because he tells them that she's having problems with her dad, and so they know something's wrong with this relationship, and then that kind of it all starts spiraling until crazy stuff starts happening, which we will get to. But that's kind of the main. So this movie for me. So like I said, I'm not a big horror fan, especially supernatural horror. And I know everyone loves this movie. And I don't think it's a bad movie at all. I give it like a B minus in that range. And it's a good for like the guy's first film. It's impressive. So I don't want to sound like I hate the movie, but I had a lot of problems with the movie. And my problems is it seems like it's very manufactured to scare you. If like all the scenes take place very close up, right? It's very claustrophobic film because you're like in these. There's no wide spaces usually unless they're like at a bar or at a friend's house or party or something like that. But usually it's very uptight. Um, the volume is super loud. Every
Uh,
it really bothered me. Like when he gets a text, and it should just be a text, but it's like, oh, it's like super loud. I was like, we don't need a jump scare right there. So it just felt like everything was trying to jump scare you. It's very dark. No one has lights on in their house. It's like people don't live like this, but whatever. Um, so it just seemed like it was
What are you
trying
talking
this.
about? When we call you on Zoom, it's always
I
like
know.
that.
I know it's all matrixy in here. Um,
Just
but
someone standing in the background.
the little entity pops out in the. So it just felt very much like it was trying to scare me, and I didn't appreciate that. I was just like, just let the movie do it,
I wonder if that was Blumhouse kind of like, hey, you
Yeah.
should
make it
turn up the
scarier.
volume right here. Or you should have a jump scare right here.
That could be. I saw a post someone saying like this is like terrifying young people, and I could see that. Maybe I'm a little too old for this movie, but yeah, like younger people like getting into relationships and stuff like this would like freak you out because you know you really want this girl, but then she turns out to be awful, and you're like doomed your life. And I could see that happening, and that scaring younger people, because it's I called it. It's basically a R-rated regular show,
Hmm.
and I think the scene that perfectly exhibits that is that scene where Jared was talking about, where he's in the car and he calls the company, and it's that real like slacker type voice, and that's just something that would be in regular show, and it's actually other one of the funnier parts too, because he's like. I'd like to amend a wish. And he's like, we don't really do that. He's like, okay, cancel it. And he's like, we don't do that. And he's like, you made it sound like we did that. And he's like, whatever. That just was a
That
straight
is the
regular.
most like their skits, just
Yeah,
because the way he talks and there's like
yeah. And
him
that
answering
guy
those questions.
in the magic shop too. That was
Hmm.
one of the funnier parts too. um, but I mean, if this was like older, we would call it like a Twilight Zone. Basically,
Hmm.
it's a morality tale. It's basically, you know, careful what you wish for. And I appreciate that. I like that. Twilight Zone's cool. But it just wasn't kind of my style. Even the big scene, uh, I guess the scary scene. Well, I guess I don't know if it's a scary scene, but it's a very telegraphed because they're sitting in the car and you just expect someone to run into the window because the way the camera's positioned is like this big old space right here where the window is. It's just like you kind of expected that. But it is pretty gruesome scene. But Jono, you go first this time on this session and tell us what you thought.
Yeah, kind of the same. I didn't really like care for it that much. I don't, like you said, I don't hate it at all, but like it does some things good. Like I like the whole just idea of like how they switch.
Yeah,
You think that like her personality would like change, but they play it more as like just something like taking over and she's like just
she,
held back.
yeah,
So I
she's
thought
like
that was clever.
that is like kind of the best idea. Yeah.
Have you
Oh,
guys been seeing the rumors going around that, or the theories going around that that's his cat, that the cat embodied her?
no, but that's
Oh,
funny.
the new girl.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because the her old personality is like lost in somewhere,
yeah.
and when he's on the phone, you're like, you want to talk to her? You all just hear the screaming. It's like,
Hmm.
that's kind of like the best idea in this movie, but they don't do
Yeah.
a whole lot with it.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that's my problem. That's really like a smart way of doing this kind of movie because this has been done before. But when it is like the new personality and all like the kind of creepy stuff happens, I think they just rely too much on like her like yelling at the top of her lungs and just
Mhm.
stuff like jump scares and stuff like that. So like Joseph, I did feel like that manufactured like kind of quality because it's like we need like this at this point and this at this point. So I could basically like just do this whole movie kind of know like where it's going like at all times. Even the ending, I like completely guess how it would
Yeah,
end up that way.
yeah.
And then even like with like the climax, like just having everything like in that house like felt very like unnatural to me. Like they just had to get like just everything in one spot in just a weird way. Like the friend coming in like was like, very convenient at that point.
But
Um,
hilarious.
yeah,
I'll give it. It's a very funny movie.
yeah.
And maybe
Um,
Jared's right. Maybe they tried the studio kind of pushed it to be scarier because that
yeah.
one scene where they're playing that Jenga game and he's
Oh
like
yeah.
kiss the person on your left and she just like frown got the big old frown. That was funny.
Um, but yeah, like you were talking about, like this is supposed to scare like younger people, but to me, just like as someone who's like never dated, I just found it more like irritating than scary because
Yeah.
there's just a lot of just like him, like just like not taking responsibility for anything and just like letting all this happen, and then just her like screaming like every other second.
Yeah,
Um,
it's just
and you
like
guys like,
when you watch regular show, you're just mad at
yeah,
Mordecai because he just
yeah.
doesn't has no guts or anything.
And you guys missed a section of this movie. You went out to the concession stand, and that like whole
Dude,
section you guys missed was all like yelling and just more of that.
I missed a
Um,
chunk of this movie.
Mhm.
yeah.
And I came back and I was like, "What's wrong? Why is he not liking this? Why is it so bad?"
Um, yeah, there was like a kind of creepy scene where like he like wakes up at night and you don't like see her initially, but she's like her face like just comes out of the shadows.
Yeah, I've seen that
And
on
then
Instagram.
there's like kind of like a funny part where like he's like laying in bed and he like tries to get up and she just like yells like stay and he just like lays back. And then there was like a good reveal of like he has to like leave for work in the morning and then just the camera turns around and it's just all like taped up and everything.
I did see that, yeah.
So I think like what this movie does like right is it is directed very well, like just shot wise and everything. And I think the most effective scene is that car scene in the middle because like it doesn't need, it's like working when it doesn't need to like do anything. It's just like two people talking in a car, but just like something is coming the entire
Hmm.
scene, so you're just waiting for it. So I thought that was effective, but yeah, just otherwise it's just kind of overwhelming for like the hype it got. So like it's not a bad movie at all, but it's just kind of more. I think me and Joseph just felt it more as just kind of some of the same as that has been coming out.
Yeah, it definitely feels more mainstream than Backrooms. Like Backrooms feels like an
Yeah,
indies A24 movie, but this one feels like it could, like all the Blumhouse movies. It just feels like that. Like it could be a Conjuring movie or something. Jerry.
yeah. When it started and it had like the Blumhouse logo, I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah, that's always a bad sign.
Yeah,
Um, I probably watched the most horror out of these two, or out of pretty much anyone.
I know.
And I don't disagree with you guys. I think people are too hyped on it and are ignoring a lot of negatives about it. Because it people are like, oh man, it just subverts all the tropes, and it's like, no, it uses the tropes
yeah,
quite a
Yeah.
bit, and like you can't say that. Um, but I do think it does a lot of things right, and I think it's a lot more fresh than a lot of horror is, a lot of Blumhouse is, because they're just getting real. They were always
mhm.
bad, but now they're just like you can pretty much just guess what's going to happen in their movies. Um, I thought he did a fantastic job, and I like the mixture of comedy and horror. I love when you can mix those two genres because I think the levity helps with the horror quite a bit. Just having constant horror gets old, and just having a constant like I don't know. I think he mixed it well. What was I gonna say? But yeah, it does do a lot of the tropes. Like there is a lot of like telegraphed, like that scene you guys are talking about with the car. That's like, okay, when is it
Yeah,
gonna
when's it
happen? Like I was
gonna?
just like, um, but the the scene the supernatural parts of it kind of reminded me of Talk to Me, um, because they don't explain it, which I like. They don't get into it, and it is pretty horrific. Um, because her soul is kind of just like in hell or purgatory, and she's you can hear it, and it's just like this company's kind of messed up. But I thought it did it well. Um, what was I gonna say about that? Yeah, I think because he's already talking about a sequel and stuff like that,
Well,
and I
like
think it was
a
already like
TV series, which I guess would
Mm,
be
yeah,
just a bunch of people making
and he
wishes.
was Yeah, it's like, and it doesn't always have to be horror. It can be like just a funny one and stuff like
Mhm.
that. It
It's like
turns out
Twilight
well.
Zone. That's
Yeah.
how Twilight Zone was
Yeah,
built.
I think they like said later that like the wish doesn't like go wrong automatically. It's just like how he phrased it was like where
yeah,
he went wrong.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because like the guy in like the New Age shop, like he seemed pretty happy about it and like he used it.
And I liked when he went on Reddit. Some people are like, "Dude, it's awesome," and some people are
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
"No, this is hell." Um,
Scam.
um,
But
oh, I had some good points, but I we went on that tangent. Um, but yeah, I think it's getting way overhyped. Like Instagram, that's all I'm seeing is that
Yeah.
scene where she's like, "No, no, no,"
yeah.
and like every time I see it, I'm like, it's not as well acted as what they were saying. I mean, it's acted well, but it's hard to take serious.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I thought it did a lot of things right. I thought it's just like overhyped. People are too excited about it. But like,
Yeah.
I can see younger people like if this was like something new to them, like it's a great horror movie. But I've been watching a lot of horror and like it doesn't do anything crazy new, or it's not like breaking boundaries and stuff like that. I enjoyed it quite a bit though. I thought it was a fresh take. Like I said, the comedy just mixed in it with it is a great
Yeah.
addition, and
That's
like
probably the best.
I feel like Eastern horror does that well. It's rare to see it in America,
Mhm.
but I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Unless you're Sam Raimi.
Like the
Yeah.
I
And it just goes like full goofy.
Yeah.
if I can just keep getting movies from this guy, Kane, and then like the Talk to Me guys, because theirs are brutal.
And you
Like
haven't
they he
seen Iron Lung or
oh
Mm.
yeah, I need to see old Markiplier stuff. But I enjoyed it, and I've been kind of spoiled with horror this year, so
I know, jerk. When does sci-fi get a chance?
that's all we get.
Technically the
uh,
back rooms.
yeah. Did you what'd you like better? Because me and Jonah obviously like Backrooms. What do you think, Jerry?
Backrooms. I was excited for that because, like I said, I was just happy for Kane, like how well he did. And
So we're probably in the minority because everyone. I mean, everything
Yeah.
we
I
see is
like
obsession, but
Obsession is really good. It's
yeah,
just people are overhyping it. I
Yeah.
think
yeah.
it's a solid like I would give it an A minus. I
And they
want to
do
give it
that
like a B
thing where
minus.
it's like, this is the scariest movie
Yeah.
ever. And it's
Oh
like,
my God.
no,
Horror needs to
no.
stop saying that for at least 2 decades. Because, oh my God. Oh, I was gonna say, being someone that has dated quite a bit, it was kind of just like that
Yeah.
happens. It wasn't that. It's not that scary.
It's what you have
Um,
to look forward
yeah.
to.
But I enjoyed it. I don't want to make people think I didn't enjoy it.
Yeah, yeah, same here. And like we said, funny. The
It's
billion dollar wish was hilarious.
Yeah.
it's a fun experience too, like in the theater, because some people are too like afraid to laugh, but like obviously it's funny and like,
Yeah,
but it was a good atmosphere in there.
yeah, I do like that because I think before this, horror was getting too like splatterhousey, too um, what do you call Saw?
It's torture?
Torture.
Yeah, torture stuff.
I was
And
gonna
I
say, is there one that like did work for you in like the past decade or anything?
the horror movie.
Yeah, because you're not as much of a fan of it.
Um,
Did you like Lighthouse?
uh, it wasn't my favorite. Long
You ever
Legs was
see?
really scared. That was very creepy. I think
Hmm.
that's definitely the scariest. You just got a bad feeling the whole time watching that movie.
Did you watch The Witch?
I did watch The Witch.
Did you
It
like
was
that one?
okay. I'm not a huge Eggers fan. I know everyone's just like crazy about
I
it,
like
but
Eggers.
like I didn't like Dracula that much or Nosferatu that much at
Mm.
all. Um, I think The
You know
Witch
what
was better than that.
I was gonna compare Obsession to is Hereditary. It's like the new Hereditary
Hmm.
Yeah,
because people
Heretic
overhype
was
that.
okay. I remember we didn't
That
really like the end.
Yeah,
that one, like I was like almost like saying like this is one of the best like new horror movies,
Yeah.
and then like the ending, I was like, no!
Yeah,
Yeah, it couldn't
yeah,
stick the landing.
yeah.
It's like you're almost there.
But yeah, during the whole thing was pretty good. Yeah. I mean, send help. That was just kind of
That was
goofy.
fun, but
Yeah. In Exit 8, I wouldn't even really consider it horror. Just kind of like absurd. I don't know. You guys, I really guys want you
if
guys
we
to
ever get
see
a
it.
chance to see
I
it,
don't know when it's coming out, but everyone's got to see that. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty good discussion. I mean, we could talk more YouTubers kind of taking over Hollywood. That's good. We need indie filmmakers. So every generation needs that. It'd be nice if we get some David Lynch type style guys in there. Um, Maybe do a different genre. Because they all kind of do horror. I'm
well,
wondering
because
if
that's easy to do cheaply.
yeah, it's cheap. It's real cheap. Like you can't do action that
Yeah,
cheaply or sci-fi. That'd be hard. But you have stuff like Primer and stuff like that
yeah.
where that works for sci-fi. I'd like to see stuff like that, but and comedy's pretty easy to do. So yeah, it'd be nice to see them kind of branch out into stuff. The one thing that was disappointing was like with the weapons guy, he went like straight to like an established IP with Resident
Hmm.
Evil, even though it's not. It's hard to describe because it's not really Resident Evil, but it's got
Yeah,
the Resident Evil name. That's like that Mummy movie too. It's not the Mummy, but it is the Mummy. It's kind of weird, but I wish they would do some more indie stuff before they go straight to the IPs. But
hmm.
Hollywood's like desperate for people right now, but so it's kind of hard to um, pass up the money. But you guys got any more thoughts on like YouTubers doing movies?
I hope there's like get more of them because
Yeah.
it's been happening like a while. Because like I know the Shazam guy was also a YouTuber starting out.
Oh, really?
Um, so they've been like slowly like getting more of them. So I hope it like continues that.
Yeah, and it seems like they can raise money.
Yeah,
Because that's really important that they're not dependent like studios and mainstream Hollywood, because then it just gets kind of messed up. And
because it'd be cool to see like the '90s again with like that big independent thing with like Nolan and like Tarantino and stuff and like their like small budget films.
yeah,
So it'd be fun to see like that again.
yeah, every generation kind of finds a way to do indie movies. So it's the YouTubers' turn this time. In hope, and so far they're not fantastic writing, but it's better writing than we get for the big stuff right now. Um, So yeah, that's our thoughts on Backrooms and Obsession. So thanks for watching and let us know what you guys thought. Was Obsession overhyped or is it just amazing? Let us know. What do you think of the Backrooms finally coming? Are you excited for any kind of sequels to Backrooms or Obsession? Did they say they want to do more Backrooms? I haven't really heard that.
Think so.
That'd be cool. I don't know where you go from here though. I guess you could just talk about the company and stuff. Maybe, maybe that doctor is the new lead or whatever.
I'd like if it's like just kind of like the same thing, but with like different characters or like different ways of like they found it and stuff.
That'd be cool.
Favorite scene, that Christmas scene, man, that was creepy as heck. Oh.
Yeah,
It was kind of like it reminded me kind of like that obsession scene where she like walks backwards. Remember that scene?
yeah.
It was kind of like that. So,
That is the
That was
creepiest scene of that movie,
yeah, that
which
was
one?
creepy because that's
where she walks
which one?
backwards.
Oh yeah, that was creepy because it's like the first time you see like those creatures in it, and he's just
Yeah.
there like with the light.
Yeah,
Oh,
you.
I knew as soon as I saw red light, I was like, "Oh God."
Yeah, like don't go in that room. Oh man. Yeah, so check them out. Like, subscribe, and notify yourself for even more good stuff. And we will see you next time.